Okay, so this is process 7, elevating dreams, from the Ask and It Is Given book. So what you think about and what manifests in your life experience is always a vibrational match. And in the same way, what you think about and what manifests in your dream state is always a vibrational match. Your dominant thoughts always match your manifestations. And so once you understand the absolute correlations between your thoughts and how you feel and what is manifesting in your experience, you can then accurately predict everything that will come into your life. It is nice when you are aware of your thoughts and therefore aware of what you are creating before it manifests, but it is also of value after something has manifested to then acknowledge the thoughts that led up to it. In other words, you can make the conscious association between your thoughts, feelings, and manifestations before the manifestation occurs, or after the manifestation occurs. Both are helpful. When you dream about something, it is always a match to the thoughts that you have been thinking. And so, since each of your dreams is in fact your creation, it is not possible for you to dream about anything that you have not created through your thoughts. The fact that it has now manifested in your dream state means that you have given it a significant amount of thought. The essence of the way you feel about the things you think about most will eventually manifest in your real life experience, but it takes even less time and attention for it to manifest in your dream state. And for that reason, your dreams can be of immense value in helping you understand what you are in the process of creating in your awake state. If you are in the process of creating something that you do not want, it would be easier to change the direction of your thoughts before it manifests than waiting to change your thoughts after it manifests. The process for evaluating dreams is as follows. As you go to bed, consciously acknowledge that your dreams accurately reflect your thoughts. Say to yourself, "It is my intention to rest well and to awaken refreshed, and if there is anything important for me to recall from my dream state, I will recall it when I awaken." Then, as you awaken, before you get up, lie there for a few minutes and ask yourself, "Do I remember anything from my dream state?" Although you may be able to recall different aspects of your dream state throughout the day, usually the best chance of recalling your dreams is when you first awaken. And as you begin to recall one of your dreams, relax and try to remember how you felt during the dream sequence. For recalling your emotions will give you even more important information than recalling the details of your dream, because it tells you your energy that you are in. So however you're feeling in your dream state is a good indication that that is the feeling internally that you are carrying through your life as you awaken and obviously as you go to sleep. You must give significant attention to any subject for it to become powerful enough to manifest in your experience. And quite a bit of attention must also be given to a subject before it will begin to show up in your dream state. For that reason, your more meaningful dreams are always accompanied by strong emotion. The emotion may feel good or bad, but it will always be strong enough so that you will recognize the feeling. How did I feel as that was happening? If you have awakened from a very good feeling dream, you can be confident that your dominant thoughts surrounding the subject are pointed toward manifestations that you do want. When you awaken from a bad feeling dream, know that your dominant thoughts are in the process of attracting something that you do not want. However, no matter where you stand in terms of what is manifesting in your experience, you can always make a decision to change the manifestation to something that is even more pleasing. It is truly more fulfilling to consciously create increasingly satisfying scenarios in your life experience than it is for you to create by default things that you really do not want. And then try to turn those around to things that you do want. For once something does manifest, then you have all that observing of the unwanted things to deal with, as well as the habit of thought that brought it about to begin with. As soon as you begin to understand that your dreams are wonderful reflections of how you really feel and what you are creating, then you can begin to deliberately change your thoughts in order to positively affect your dreams. And as soon as you receive the positive dream, you will know that you are on the path of a more positive, real-life manifestation. If you awaken from a bad dream, don't worry. Instead, feel appreciation for the awareness that you have been giving attention to something that you do not want. In the same way, you appreciate the senses in your skin that alert you to the fact that you are approaching something that is very hot. Appreciate that your emotions have made you aware that your thoughts are approaching something unwanted. Now, you do not create while you are dreaming. Your dream is a manifestation of what you have been thinking during your awake state. However, once you awaken and are now thinking about or discussing your dream, those thoughts do affect your future creations. It is helpful to keep a written record of your dreams, but it is not necessary to be extremely elaborate in the recording of the details. Record the general setting where the dream took place, the basic people who appeared in the dream, what you were doing in the dream, what others were doing in the dream, and most significantly, how you felt within the dream. You may discover more than one emotion within the dream, but the emotions will not be very different from each other. For example, you would not feel both ecstatic and angry in the same dream because the vibrational frequency of those two emotions is too extreme to show up in the same dream. So once you have identified how the dream felt, if you want to do something about changing or enhancing that emotion, you may want to move on to process 22, moving up the emotional scale. Abraham, speak to us more about evaluating dreams. Dreams can give you a wonderful insight into your current vibrational state of being. Your recall of a dream is your physical translation of blocks of non-physical thought that you have interacted with in your dream state. When you sleep, you re-emerge back into the energy of the non-physical, and you have conversations, not conversations in words, but vibrational ones. Then, as you are awakening, you translate that block of thought back into its physical equivalent. Sometimes when you have wanted something for a long time, but you do not see any way for it to really happen, you will experience a dream where it does happen. And then, in the pleasant recollection of the dream, you soften your vibration of resistance, and then your desire can be fulfilled. Talk to your inner being about what you want and why you want it before you go to sleep, and see what comes up in your dream.